Hello, this is Sarah Eder, and I'm going to present my program evaluation plan for digital learning professional development. So this evaluation plan is targeted to the learning management systems for the district, which are Canvas and Seesaw. As a learning management system, both of them provide delivery of content to students created by teachers. It's a place for students to submit work, and it also has built-in opportunities to provide personalized and flexible learning paths for students. Looking at the previous use of both of these learning management systems will help campus administrators develop their digital learning professional development plans. The task for the administrators will be to use the data to determine what target areas need to be provided in professional development so that their teachers can, number one, use Canvas and Seesaw more effectively, but then also work towards providing personalized and flexible learning paths for students. So the data will help administrators with their needs, but the data will also provide the curriculum and instruction department, specifically the digital learning specialists, with what professional development courses will most likely be needed by campuses so that they can provide that support for each campus plan. So for the goals and outcomes of this particular program evaluation, the resources and inputs would be collection of data from Canvas and Seesaw usage during the previous school year. This will enable us to identify, another input we will need is what professional development was already offered during the previous school year. And we're also going to do a survey of teachers to get their perception of the professional development that was provided for Canvas and Seesaw during the previous school year. The intended outputs will be that campus administrators develop a digital learning vision for their campus. And from that vision, they're able to develop a digital learning professional development plan to target the needs of their campus in continuing the use of Canvas and Seesaw effectively, and especially for flexible learning. So the outcomes from this program evaluation is increased usage of Canvas and Seesaw and the students to receive that personalized and flexible learning. The overall impact that will come out of this over the course of the use of these professional development plans is an increase in student achievement in courses. So 3 of the stakeholders in this process, the main one being campus administrators, they will use the findings of the evaluation to develop a campus digital learning vision and plan. So the vision will be where do they want to head as a campus with digital learning, and then the plan will be how they get there. Their priorities from this evaluation will be understanding current usage of the platforms, how often did personalized and flexible learning occur previously, and what are the teachers' perceptions of the previous professional development that was offered. The C&I department, curriculum instruction, will use the findings to develop professional development sessions or courses in support of the campus plans. So the priorities they need from this evaluation is understanding the current usage of platforms, how often was personalized flexible learning occurring in the platforms, and what were teachers' perceptions of the PD so that the PD can be tailored to what worked well or to avoid things that the teachers didn't feel worked well. Third stakeholder are teachers. They're going to use the evaluation findings in kind of more an indirect way, but it will increase their capacity to design and deliver instruction once the professional development plan gets developed and in place. Their priority from this would be understanding the current usage of platforms and how often did personalized and flexible learning occur in the platforms. The evaluation design, looking at what stakeholders are kind of in the formative aspect, campus administrators are going to be wanting to answer questions like what are the trends in usage of each platform by students? What are usage trends in the platforms by teachers? And then what type of activities in general are being used in those platforms? The use of that data will be to review instructional technology needs. The C&I department will be analyzing the same, data for the same questions, but the use for that will be review of previous professional development courses. Did those meet needs? Were they sufficient? What did they not provide? And then teachers, same kind of questions in this formative aspect, and they can use that to help look at course design and how they embedded instructional strategies in the platforms, and just kind of get an idea of how that worked. So on the outcomes, more on the summative side of things, campus administrators will be looking at how often Mastery Pass in Canvas and Skills and Seesaw was used. And Mastery Pass are the ways that teachers can set up those flexible learning paths, and then in Canvas, and then it's called Skills and Seesaw, very similar setup. Another kind of summative question would be what professional development has been offered, and then what were the teachers' perceptions of the professional development. So in a summative way, what those can do is lead to campus administrators actually developing the plan for digital learning as a vision and then a plan, and also to know kind of what specific PD they would need to put in their plans so that they increase digital learning. An outcome for the C&I department, same questions, but they're going to use that to actually provide the professional development courses themselves and target them in ways that are meaningful for teachers. And then teachers in this evaluation will look at how often were those Mastery Pass and skills used, so they can continue finding ways to put personalized and flexible learning in the learning management systems to benefit kids. So in answering one of the questions, which is how often was Mastery Pass and Canvas and Skills and Seesaw utilized, we would need to get the utilization reports from both platforms. And then we would take the utilization reports from last year. We can use sample from all campuses and teachers. And then the collection procedure for that will just be generate those reports from a district level, a campus level, and then a teacher level, so that administrators can see the trends of their campus and their teachers compared to district and campus. This can be done during the first week of the program evaluation, and the analysis procedures from this will be making some graphs to report the data visually for the people who read it. The second question is what were teachers' perceptions of professional development that was previously provided. So we would send a perception survey out to the current teachers who took it, who were here last year, and it was going to be set up as an anonymous survey. So the sampling will be teachers who taught in the school district and have returned. We get information through a Google form that can be done anonymously, and we work with HR to get a list of teacher email addresses who fit that criteria, and then the communications director can send out a link and let them know when the response window is. So the survey will be sent during week 3, and responses closed at the end of week 4. They will be tabulated in the Google form. It'll provide a graph of the responses, and the C&I department will break down the responses by campus so that campuses can see their own data. So for the timeline, the first week, the evaluator and C&I personnel will develop the survey. The second week, the reports in Canvas and Seesaw will be run. The third week, the information about previous professional development will be collected. During that third week, the survey will be sent out to teachers. The fourth week, at the end of the fourth week, the survey will close. And then at the fifth week, the evaluator will analyze data, and then the 6 weeks, the evaluator will prepare the final report and present the findings. The financial cost of this is pretty minimal. The evaluator is going to be the digital learning coordinator already employed by the district, and the C&I representatives are the digital learning specialists who are also employed by the district and are the ones who prepared previous professional development. Some minimal costs for materials and supplies and printing, so the projected cost is $200. The anticipated impact of the program evaluation is development for each campus to have their own digital learning vision and plan, increase professional development that's targeted to what teachers actually need, which should then in turn increase opportunities for students to receive personalized and flexible learning paths and overall increase student achievement in courses.